if you are actually satisfied with your life and all you do is like post fucking Instagram photos or make videos, you are boring and you have no soul. Unsubscribe to me if you do not relate to my content. I don't care. Okay, so best dressed. A lot of YouTubers I talk to don't like their fans. They can take a break. They're pulling in, I would say like 3 million a month minimum probably. I'm a 21-year-old girl that you've put me on a pedestal because I help you. It doesn't mean I don't have my own problems, and it doesn't give you the right to treat me like a therapist. Hello, ladies and genitals. Welcome to my Daily Motion channel. I have a microphone. I actually bought this during lockdown because I was going to do my podcast, and then, well, I didn't do it. So here we are. And I actually don't know if I meant to talk this close to the microphone. I have a lot to talk about in this video. A lot. I feel like this is almost going to be rant format, podcast format, but I'm talking about everything, okay? Everything today. Why people leave YouTube, why I sometimes, very often actually want to leave YouTube, how toxic it is, social media, just like behind the scenes things, exposing the industry, maybe some other influences I might expose, who knows, but I have a lot on my mind. I have dot points for this. I don't know if it's going to like cohesively form, but if you watch it all, you're going to understand what I'm saying, okay? So, where should we begin? First of all, let's talk about Best Dressed, okay? If you don't know who Best Dressed is, she was a very popular, I'd say like fashion YouTuber, vlogger back in the day. Not even back in the day, like 2019. And then she left. And I don't know the exact reason why she left. I think a lot of people don't. But let me tell you, as a YouTuber, I completely understand why she left YouTube, and I think when you watch this video, you will understand why she left, why pretty much every influencer or YouTuber leaves the platform at one stage, because let's just say being an influencer, being a YouTuber, it is not a sustainable career unless you're like Emma Chamberlain level, David Dobrik level, which, you know, 99% of YouTubers aren't and will never be that level, so they leave. Okay, my first point here is you're not allowed to be happy. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. So I was watching this video the other day on YouTube, and it was basically about this Chinese model, and they are working in these mass corporations where they build you up to be like a live streamer, and she showed up to work and she wasn't very happy. And then her boss basically scolded her and was like, why are you even here? Like, don't show up if you're not happy. Basically condemning her for not being bubbly, not smiling. He was like, we don't want you here, leave. And all the comments were like, I can't believe they treat her like that. I can't believe she's not allowed to be happy. And they were so shocked by it. And I was thinking, this is really interesting that people are reacting this way, because this is how people treat YouTubers. And I don't know if people realize it, but it's exactly the same thing. So I'll give you an example. During lockdown, I was having a very tough time. I'd go on live stream a lot, and I went on live stream, and because I like to connect with you guys, and I wasn't very happy that day. Just wasn't very happy. I was in a negative mood, but I was still like interacting with you all. And there was this one comment. She said, you look like a narcissist. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, just because today I don't look happy, you're condemning me for that, saying that I look like a narcissist because I'm not smiling. And first of all, narcissism, you cannot look at someone and say you're a narcissist. Like, that's literally a mental condition. It's essentially saying like, you shouldn't be on here if you're not happy. And if you don't look happy, well, you look like a narcissist. There's so many times I will post a video, people are like, don't be on here. Why are you here? And here's the thing. I know a lot of people will also say, Simone, like, we just want you to be happy, like, take a break. That is one portion of people. The other portion of people are like, we don't want negative vibes here. Here is the little crux. Is that what it's called? The crux of whatever, I don't know. People want you to be authentic, but you cannot be too authentic. You need to be the perfect amount of flawed, but still remain an icon, or still remain someone that people can look up to, which means you need to show just the right amount of flaws and humility to people, but not too much where you are seen as someone that's no longer an idol, because people like to look up to people. People like to look up to someone, which is why, I don't know why people do this, but I noticed a lot of people put me on this pedestal, and my followers put me on such a pedestal. And when I make a mistake, I get ridiculed for it. When I change an opinion, I get ridiculed for it. Adding on, people praise certain YouTubers for being authentic. Authenticity does not mean you're like showing this zit on your face. Oh, I'm so relatable. I have a zit on my face. Oh, I woke up at 12 p.m. today. That's not authentic. It's a curated version of authenticity. And I think like people just get praised for the wrong things now, because authenticity is honesty. And I think true authenticity is almost like a very brutal level of honesty, where you're being so vulnerable, that you're sharing things which might even get you cancelled. Like, you're genuinely speaking your truth. Hate saying that, but oh, I got a pimple on my face. Oh, don't want to wear makeup today. I'm so relatable. That's not authenticity. That is a curated level of authenticity that literally everybody has right now. Every YouTuber is a replica of each other nowadays. I don't really watch YouTubers anymore. I watch like Alex Becker. His like NFT crypto gaming videos, and that's like kind of what I watch now. Because everyone is the fucking same on this platform. They're all the same. And then the good channels don't actually get promoted. It's ridiculous. HRH Collection, she actually, her way of speaking is a little bit harsh. Sometimes she's a little bit psycho, I will admit. But she speaks so much truth, and people think she's problematic. If she just shut up and just vlogged her expensive life, she probably won't be problematic. So right there you can see, just because someone's silent doesn't mean they're not problematic. You really don't know what they're thinking behind the scenes. And more often than not, and in my opinion, sometimes being silent and being afraid to speak your truth, it's not an admirable quality. And I think because most of the people on the internet right now watching YouTubers getting attached to them, they're so young that they're not able to distinguish between true authenticity and curated authenticity, and they value the wrong thing. And that's why I find it's usually my older audience, like people above 18, who value my content. Additionally, everything you say gets taken out of context. You got to explain yourself for everything. For example, a few months ago, actually 6 months ago, I made a video on why I hated TikTok. In the end of the video, I said that I watch TikTok in moderation, which I do. So now I'm on TikTok and I comment a lot. I get these bloody replies with, like, Simone, why are you on here? I'm so disappointed that you're on here. You said you don't like TikTok. And I took a break because of you, but now you're on TikTok. And it's like, you see people put you on that pedestal. They hold you to the same opinions you had months ago. I have to explain it now. I've changed. I also said in that video, if you watch to the end, I use the app in moderation. I never said I entirely boycott it. I use it in moderation because I can tell what is good for me and what isn't good for me now. I'm also a content creator. I kind of have to be on the platform to understand trends. Otherwise, in this very competitive industry, I will become obsolete. It's also a great marketing device. I'm a marketing student. I'm also planning, can't talk about it, a business thingy. I have to use TikTok. I gotta know the trends, you know. I have to explain everything. See, everything gets taken out of context, which is why sometimes it is better to say nothing, but I take my chances here. This leads into my second point as well. YouTubers are actually not allowed to change or grow. How many times have you seen a YouTuber change and all the comments are like, you have changed. We want the old you back. It's ridiculous. And like, even for me, I might change an opinion a month later. People will still hold me to what I said before. Why did you change? You're not allowed to change. You said this. And I kind of get it, because when you find someone that maybe thinks the same way as you and you relate to them, you kind of bond to them. And then when they change, it's like they're taking away something from you almost. But that's why there is this constant pressure to not change too much so you don't alienate your audience. And for me, I feel like I'm someone that's very rapidly changing. I change so much all the time. So I feel like now I actually have to give warnings in a video. I'm like, guys, don't hold me to what I'm saying in 3 months because I might think entirely different. People will hold me to something I said in like 2017. I'm like, babes, I don't think that way. Don't even think this way like 3 months ago. I'll make another video about this, but God, like 3 months ago, I watched my videos, different person, different mentality, changes so often. And yeah, it's such like a fine line with YouTube where you cannot change too much. Otherwise, people don't like it. And you might be at home saying, Simone, like, I'm on this journey with you. I don't care if you change. Like, I'm changing too. I get DMs like that. And I want to say, you fall in the minority. This is why I tell people now, don't subscribe to me. Like, don't fucking subscribe to me if you don't relate to my content. Because I've realized something lately. I care more about building a following that is niche. It's a community. We relate to each other, you relate to me. Obviously, if you follow me, you, in one way or another, you relate to me. The small percentage of people that follow you and then they don't relate to you and then they ridicule you when you make a video where they can't relate to it. I'm like, bro, like, be gone, because you will find a channel you can relate to and it's not me. So, I don't know. I literally, dude, I get the most backhanded comments. I got this comment the other day and it was like, your channel's going downhill. And I was like, no, it's not. My views are actually higher than they've ever been. Same with my coin. I'm making videos which I don't really like, but my audience likes it. That's a whole other topic. And then her reply was, girl, I worship you anyway. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. Are you trying to hate on me or I don't get it. I get so many comments like this and it just, bro, like ruins my brain a bit. I have a private Instagram account because I like to connect with you guys. Literally, you're my friends, okay? By the way, if you want to get into this private account, you have to DM me why you're a follower, okay? Because I'm building a niche audience here and I'm on that account so much. I'm not letting anyone that ain't a fan into this account. On it, I talked about criticism, constructive criticism. I got a DM and it said, I can't remember what it said, but it was like, your videos are so bad now. I like your old videos more, which ties into the whole YouTubers aren't allowed to change. People want you to stay the same. And also that is just her perspective that my videos are bad now. I have obviously amassed an even larger audience now where people relate to my content. So how are you going to say my videos are bad? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just attracting a different demographic now, and that's going to happen as I evolve and change, which leads into criticism. I had this argument about criticism before. I posted what that person said onto my private account, and I got one DM which said, Simone, you got to know how to accept constructive criticism. And I said, this is not constructive in any way, shape, or form, because if you were to give someone constructive criticism, first of all, you need to know when to say it, because sometimes it's actually not appropriate, it's unnecessary, it's not needed. Secondly, for something to be constructive, you actually have to be helping them in a way, have good intentions, and be saying something constructive, not just an insult. Oh, your videos are bad. So, okay, we can do a whole video on criticism and how to give it on my second channel, but this is just like, oh my God, it annoys me so much because I feel like I interact with my audience way more than other YouTubers. Like, I'm on my Instagram all the time. I read all my DMs. I read all my comments. I like all my bloody comments. I have my private account. I'm so involved that it takes up my entire life. Jack Harlow in a video said, you can't give them, the audience, his followers, fans, you can't give them too much because then they want more and then eventually they take everything. And to me, I related so much because I feel like I give everything. And I put so much work into it. And then there are these people who are like, they get so offended when I do something that doesn't conform to how they pictured me because they put me on a pedestal, or I don't make the type of video they want because they subscribed for the wrong reasons. This is why I blatantly and bluntly but kindly say unsubscribe to me if you do not relate to my content. I don't care, because I'm going to attract people who actually relate here. Like, literally, it's so easy. If you don't relate to a YouTuber, just freaking unsubscribe, you know? You don't need to DM them and like send some fucking hate. Just unsubscribe. There is a YouTuber out there which you will relate to. This is leading to my next point. Obviously, what I'm saying right now and my tone of voice, it can come across as a bit harsh, but that's because I'm speaking from the heart, I'm blunt, and I care so much, okay? I care so much about this community, about my channel. I worked so hard to build it, literally since I was 16. I grinded so hard on this. Do you think I'm gonna let someone like tarnish it? No. Okay, how I see this community is I want to foster people to think critically, think independently, to go against herd mentality, to speak their truth or whatever. And you know, sometimes when influencers or celebrities speak their mind, people are like, they're so problematic. And I'm thinking, bro, they're not fucking problematic unless they're actually problematic. You know, they're saying something a bit, okay. But too often people get honesty and bluntness confused with being problematic. And then they label that influencer as being like bad or whatever. They cancel them. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of your favorite influencers, they have managers and they control their persona, or they're just very good at hiding things and they don't say anything. Now, if you don't say anything, how can you get cancelled? You can't, okay? If you portray one version of yourself that's fake authentic, which I'm telling you most people do, because I've met a lot of influencers and they aren't the same as they are online, well then they can't get cancelled. And it's ridiculous. Some people in my comments are like, oh, you seem so mean. And I'm like, I'm not mean. I'm just being honest here. And if I were to remain silent, it's a double-edged sword. I might get praised for portraying myself as an angel like so many other people. But at the same time, I'm going to lack authenticity. And when I started my channel, I was like, I'm always going to be authentic. Now, if I offend you, well, you shouldn't be on my channel, right? Because you clearly don't resonate with me. I don't care about having a large audience. I care about having a community. That's what I want to build. I want to build a community. I care so much, which is like why I'm making this video, I guess. Because guys, I'm telling you, I've met so many influencers and they don't give a shit. They don't care, okay? How many times have you seen an influencer not hot and in comments? They don't read shit. They just take brand deals. They post. They don't care. And I'm telling you, YouTubers make a lot of money. I feel like there's a stigma that either YouTubers are broke or they make a lot of money. They make a fuck ton of money. And this is going to lead into the next point. I don't think anyone should aspire to be a YouTuber. I think it is very, very unsustainable unless, like I said, you're David Dobrik, Emma Chamberlain level, because now you're actually a celebrity. It is not sustainable. And did you know, I think in the past, like since the pandemic started, there have been more YouTube videos posted in that 1 year in comparison to like 3 combined previous years, something like that. We also have TikTok now where everyone's going to have 15 minutes of fame. And it's getting so competitive where it's just so difficult to stand out. There's going to be this competition for relevancy. Even since I grew in 2019, I've noticed how much this environment has changed. It's unsustainable. And I don't think anyone should aspire to like be an influencer. I think if you are actually satisfied with your life and you're an influencer, and all you do is like post fucking Instagram photos or make videos, you are boring and you have no soul. Let me tell you that. You have no soul. You have no soul, because it is a very unfulfilling thing unless you can actually feel yourself making a difference in the world. Like you're speaking a truth, you're helping people. That's entirely different. If you're making some like stupid videos and you're completely satisfied with that, you're doing nothing else with your life, you have no soul. Because during lockdown, I felt like I had no soul. I was like, what am I doing? And this is another video, but I felt like that pushed me into something else. And I work on other things behind the scenes because I don't want YouTube to ever be my predominant source of income because it's just very unstable. This is going to lead into my next point. It's very easy for big YouTubers to say, oh, I'm going to take a break. Emma Chamberlain, I'll take a break. David Dobrik, I'll take a break, whatever. They can take a break. They're pulling in, I would say, like 3 million a month minimum probably. It's very easy to take a break when the algorithm likes you and when you're making that much money. But for other YouTubers, it's not feasible. It's not feasible at all. I cannot take a break from YouTube because the algorithm will wreck me. And I can talk about this in another video because the algorithm treats every channel differently. I won't say who, but there's some channels which I don't even watch. They'll have like 300k subs, but their videos will all get 1 million views, and it doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make sense. And their videos aren't good. I think there's something happening behind the scenes at YouTube, but that's a conspiracy theory. It doesn't make sense. So sometimes when you see channels blow up or influencers blow up, and I won't name names, but they don't even offer anything, it really makes you wonder. It's like, is what I'm doing even worth it? Because I put in so much effort here, and the algorithm like isn't really doing anything with my channel and blowing up these random people who don't contribute anything. It really makes you question things. But like going back onto TikTok and how everyone's having their 15 minutes of fame, I hate it. I think it's such a terrible thing because some people should not be influencers, and TikTok made it so easy for people to grow. And what is an influencer? They influence people. Some people are terrible fucking influencers. They shouldn't be an influencer. Okay, so Best Dressed. I don't blame her for leaving. You know why? Because of all of this. Her audience gave her so much shit. Oh my god, cancel culture is ridiculous. People get cancelled over anything nowadays. There was a bloody thread on her about her family, and people were ripping into her relationship with her mother and basing it on like her as a person and her like sister's anorexia or whatever. And any flaw Ashley had, they related it to her relationship with her mother. And then they were like, she's not a good daughter. I'm like, oh my god, can you imagine someone makes a threat on you based off maybe a few sentences you said about your family, and now you have all of your fans discussing it on Reddit, holding you to this and basically throwing you into fire? I found a thread people analyzing my personality, and that itself made me angry. I was like, this is so weird. Like, do you have a life? I guess like the point of this video is, number 1, don't aspire to be a YouTuber. Number 2, please unsubscribe from me if you are not here for the entire buffet and you don't see the worth of my channel. Please go like subscribe to someone like bloody Charlie D'Amelio instead. Number 3, understand that your words have meaning and think about what you say to people. Oh my god, I forgot this point. This is a really important point. Forgot about this one. But the bigger your audience, the less you see them as real people. Now, this is a paradox because influencers, we kind of just see a number after a while. I got asked this in a podcast. She said, Simone, do you know how much you impact people? And I'm like, no, I don't, because I just see a number there, you know? Even though I read the comments, it doesn't feel like these people are real to me because I'm talking to my camera right now. I'm not talking to a person, I'm talking to a camera. And at the same time, your audience can sometimes treat you not as a person, which is why you get like those mean comments, or they will like tell you to do something, not thinking you're gonna read it or you're gonna be affected by what they said. And then they put you on this pedestal. You're this perfect person. You can't make any fucking flaws. They found their idol. They found someone they relate to. It can't change. So they don't really see you as a human anymore. They see you as like literally a perfect creation. And that's the paradox there. This is why I have my private account. Yeah, if you're like not a real fan, please don't follow that account. Don't follow it. The only people who are haters are either, number 1, people who have literally no life. Number 2, children under the age of 16. Or 3, old people, or middle-aged individuals. Those are the haters. If you fall into category 1, get outside and literally touch some grass, interact with some human beings, and maybe get a therapist. This goes into my BetterHelp ad. I'm kidding. If you don't see the value in this community, please leave. That's what I'll say. Because I care so much about the content I make, who I'm interacting with, that if you can't appreciate that, like, just literally leave. You will find a channel, I promise. You'll find a channel which you like. But yeah, it's like so upsetting because sometimes I'll make a video which I really like. I like vlogging, right? And then people are like, we don't want this. We want a manifestation video. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do a manifestation video. This is a little bad thing that happens when you blow up. When certain videos blow up that aren't in your niche, you attract that demographic. So last year, my workout video blew up, got like 4 million views. All those people just wanted workout videos, didn't watch my other videos. Then my school video blew up. They just wanted school videos. Then my manifestation video blew up, just wanted manifestation videos. So if you're a new YouTuber, be very careful of that. That's why I feel like now I'm going to put a warning out to everyone. If you don't resonate with my content and you just subscribe for this particular video, don't subscribe to me. You subscribe to me, the community, not the content. Or, no, you subscribe to the content too. You know what I mean, okay? You subscribe for the buffet. This channel is a buffet, babes. We're not just providing one type of food here. We're providing everything. And if you can't see that, you gotta leave. You can go to Domino's, okay? Because we're a continental breakfast. If you don't like it, go to McDonald's. I don't know what to talk about, but I do. I have a lot to talk about. So that's kind of a lie. Anyway, ich liebe dich. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. You have no idea. You really don't have any idea how much I appreciate you and how grateful I am. If you're new here, hello and welcome. And if you're leaving, I wish you the best on your journey to McDonald's. I'm kidding. I wish you the best, and you will absolutely find a channel which you like, and it doesn't have to be me. And there's no hard feelings. So bye guys. I'm actually adding this on after I finish the video because I opened my Instagram DMs and as per usual, it was flooded with people treating me like the bloody therapist. And I forgot this important point. I'm not a therapist, you know? Like, I'm a 21-year-old girl that you've put me on a pedestal because I help you. It doesn't mean I don't have my own problems, and it doesn't give you the right to treat me like a therapist. I obviously appreciate that people feel they can talk to me, but you have to understand that I'm getting hundreds of these per day. And I can't actually handle this because, you know, I was talking about this with my own therapist, and I was saying to her how people treat me like I'm a therapist when I'm a fucking 21-year-old girl with her own problems. And she's like, yeah, even as a psychologist myself, we have to do so much like mental like training and self-care in order to be able to deal with like 5 clients a day. Meanwhile, you're trying to deal with like hundreds every day. And it's actually like, so it's just not right. It doesn't, you see, that's the whole thing, like people not treating you like a human. And then sometimes when I don't reply, people are like, you're a bitch for not replying. And I'm like, oh, I'm a bitch. I try to help you. I try to help you through my videos. I don't actually like making self-help videos. I don't like making them. I like making vlogs, you know. And yeah, it's just so annoying. People put you on this pedestal. You don't meet their requirements. You don't meet this false image they had in their head of you, and you're done. You got to see people for who they actually are. You got to think more than that, you know. And you can't treat influencers like a therapist because they are a human. Literally, it's my biggest pet peeve when people are like to me, you are my therapist. I'm like, I'm not. Look, I'm happy I help you, but I'm not your therapist. I'm fucking not. I'm a human, okay? I have my own problems. Please go get a therapist if you need one. It's not me, okay? It's not me. I got my own shit to deal with. You are one of the hundreds of people every day DMing me, putting all their fucking problems onto me. Do you really think that's okay? Like, would you, if one of your friends was in this position and you saw like, let's say a group of 300 people surrounding them, screaming all their problems at them. What are you going to say to that? Let's think of this visually. If this was real life, is that okay? It's not okay. No one can mentally deal with that. Sometimes I find, because I'm so fucking hyperactive in this community with you guys, more than literally any other YouTuber, it affects me mentally because I'm too involved, that I hear too much, I see too much, the opinions get to me, and I just got to take a step back. It's like what Jack Harlow said. You give them a little bit, you give them some more, then they want to take everything from you, and then you have nothing left for yourself. That's how I feel.